Okay, so in the last video we showed you how to create a database and grant permission to a test user to a couple of databases. It's very important to grant permissions to that user to the InfiniDB underscore v table. That's the one right here, to this test user. And then we also grant all on the MyDB database that we just created. So let's go ahead and try to connect to this from the MySQL Workbench on my Windows 7 host. So this is the workbench right here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new connection. So click this. There's my new connection set up. So you can call this, whatever you want, but I'm going to call it InfiniDB. And the connection is made over standard TCP/IP. So leave that the way it is. The host name is whatever the ifconfig showed the IP address of the Ubuntu server as. So this is the same thing we use in the FileZilla to FTP our file as well. So it's 192.168.150.153 in my case. The port is the default 3306. If there's a MySQL server running on the Ubuntu server, then you want to pick the port that you used in setting it up. But if not, just leave it as the default 3306. The username I chose was test user. And I can select the default schema as MyDB. That's the database that I've given this test user permissions to. And let me go ahead and test the connection. Let me see, there's a test connection button here. So I test the connection. It's asking me for the password. The password is nothing but the password itself, the word password. So I'll save it in the vault. Go ahead, and sure enough, the connection is successful and the connection parameters are correct. So click OK here. Now it's saved as InfiniDB. Let's go ahead and open it. All right, there we go. So it's open it up, and then we see the MyDB database right here. You can see the tables, and if I click on that, you see the table 1 that we just created. So let's, for the heck of it, just run a SQL statement. So select star from table 1 and run that. And sure enough, you get the 2 rows that we inserted. There you go. So congratulations, you've set up, you've done a lot of things. So you've learned how to move a file or FTP a file onto an Ubuntu server from the Windows host. Then you've unzipped it, you've installed you've installed InfiniDB, then you've configured it and created a database. You created a table in the database, and you were able to connect to that database using the MySQL Workbench, this tool right here. It's a free tool, by the way, and you were able to query that database. So you've accomplished a lot. Thank you.